Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. There's a picture of the Speed Defies Gravity bike. Let me show you what I'm up to today. Just a quick set of, look at that, my green lights on, the old Energizer. So about 1:30. Yeah, when the sun's a little lower on the horizon, more of the energy strikes my panels there and gets the electrons moving. So it's about 1:30, 21.5 degrees Celsius, 61% humidity. The doors have been open for a few minutes, so that's pretty accurate. Welcome to the 15th of September, Tuesday, 71 degrees. In the hopes of making space, there's kind of a couple of different ways you can do it. One way is by getting things where they belong. Another term for that is kind of exporting them. And to my son's house, I've already told you guys that I'm thinking of exporting a Warrior, one of those Baja Warriors. What I'm also thinking of exporting is his childhood quad. Now, I had dug this out over a year ago, and I started to work on it. What happens is mice, and I'm just remembering it now as I'm kind of talking it over with you guys. Mice, this is where the air filter was, and of course mice broke in there and built a big nest, and a lot of their waste material, I guess, has a lot of ammonia, chlorine, something in it, because it really destroyed the carburetor. So I replaced the carburetor, and I didn't have an exact replacement, so that took a little bit of time and effort, but I got a new carburetor on it, and I think I walked away from this thing, if I'm recalling, because it was leaking gas. A little nervous about putting my hands anywhere because I pulled this thing out of the buckwheat, and normally when you pull a bike out of the buckwheat, there's a few surprises waiting for you. So anyway, there's the battery. Did a nice job installing that, didn't I? There's the gas tank, and once again, if I recall, I think I walked away from this because it was leaking fuel very badly from the gas tank. It's in neutral. I just dragged it here. The neutral light does not come on, but I turned it on, and ooh, sounds like I got some battery, right? You guys can hear that, right? So that's a good sign. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to go through it and figure out what its story is. By the way, this is a Yamaha Champ. I think it's around 100 Moto4, right? Champ shaft drive. I think it's 100 cc's, 120 cc's. I mean, the jug looks like about 100 cc's to me. If I climb around it and stare around it and look it up, at the minimum it's 80, but for some reason I'm seeming to remember 100. What I liked about this bike is with the kids, the electric start was really nice. But what I don't like about this bike is it doesn't offer any other kind of starting. Just noticing, you guys can see that, right? So from sitting on the dirt, the tires got a little dry body. Right now they're holding air. Basically what I want to do is get a couple of bikes out to my son, so he's got something to, ride and enjoy a little bit out there. out of this place in Pennsylvania. It'd also make just a little more space for me. Getting that out of the shed, or out of the lean-to out back, basically makes space for a couple of 200S's. But if you take a quick look here, there's only one 200S sitting in here, or one 200S size bike that might be a 185. So it's not like going to help all that much. I mean, a little space is better than no space, but some of these bikes are in real nice shape. This is the bike I picked up from, I think it was Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so I'm not really dying any. I don't know. I gotta figure something out though, because I do need to make some space. Alright guys, stick with me as I grind through this stuff. Getting this Kawasaki Lakota out to him would make me some pretty good space. But I'm not quite ready. I mean, it's not quite ready to go. And B, I'm not quite ready to let it go yet. I'm also not ready to let my 300 go. So for now, the bikes I'm willing to let go. Actually, he pestered me to get that little 80 two-wheeler right there. Back in the day, I'd like to get that out to him also. Kind of get him a few bikes that mean something to him, and then gradually offload some of this other stuff. Yeah, when it comes to being a hoarder, one also has to deal with the I don't know. Do you want to call it a disease? We can call it a disease. It's considered an obsessive-compulsive disorder. I mean, I don't consider myself one of those crazy hoarders like on TV, though some of you may differ and adjust my, send me little notes saying, no, you're just like the crazy hoarders on TV. But the crazy hoarders on TV, like, save used Band-Aids and toilet paper and empty bottles and all kinds of weird crap like that. I have a tendency to, if I have a hobby, and whatever that hobby might be, whether it's Boland's tractors, right, or tractors in general. I started to get into the Sears tractors a bit also. As soon as I get that hobby, I get that bug in me, I will pursue and accumulate every Boland's tractor or Sears tractor or Honda scooter or, CB350. Or if I decide three-wheelers are my thing, which obviously I decided, I accumulated every Honda three-wheeler that I can lay my hot little hands on until my space was full, right? What also comes off of that is when I get a deal, right? Like, I realized that these things are just cool bikes to own, so obviously I picked up the Speed Defies Gravity mini bike and put that motor on it. This has the Lifran 125, so this is a very very nice bike to beat about on, which obviously is cool. And then the Baja Warriors, obviously I got into my head that I had to own a horde of Baja Warriors, and I did. I got 4 of them. One's going off to my son, so I always wanted to have at least 2 running ones. If I get another one cheap, I'll probably export that'll take me back up to 4. I'll probably export another one out to my son's house. I kind of want 3 Baja Warriors here. That way me and my 2 sons, we could all ride at the same time. Kind of, I don't know. Maybe you consider it cool, maybe you consider it stupid, but I think it would kind of be cool that the 3 of us are on exactly the same bike. The 3-wheelers, it's the same thing. There could be 3 of us on 200Ss, but to dig out the 200Ss when they're here, normally, now that both my sons are away, their visits are relatively short, and if you can pop open the garage door and roll the Baja Warriors out, and they're one pull and they're running and we're all riding, and then to put them away, you just ride them right back into the garage. You don't kind of have to fit them and stack them like all this crap is kind of fit and stacked. The problem with being a hoarder, you just have way too much, excuse my language, you have way too much shit. Dumb things. This Kohler engine, 2-cylinder, it's off a one of those big riding lawnmowers that you steer with the 2 handles, I guess a 0 turn, off of a huge one of those. That's a 25 horsepower. The guy, it was on a trailer, and the guy crashed, and the truck caught fire. The guy didn't get hurt. I mean, he was fine. He walked away from it, but the trailer burned up. The truck burned up. Part of the stuff on the trailer burned up. The stuff on the far end, I don't know if somebody dragged the mower off or not, but the mower was damaged. So the insurance company called the whole thing a total loss. So that's where that motor came from. That's a 13 horsepower Predator that somebody should smack me in the head for getting and letting it sit there. 200S that I just haven't done much with. Toys, right? Got to get a lot of toys. Alright folks, we'll see how I end up on that bike down there by the garage, see if I don't get it running, see what I have to do from a gas tank point of view. Plastic gas tanks are a pain right in the butt, and a lot of times if you yank on the nozzle too much, you give them gas leaks. This is the good one. I have another one that's cracked where that goes in. But a lot of times, to get them off, especially when the hose gets all crispy and unflexible like this. Oh, this one isn't too horrible. You're really jerking on them, and the next thing you know, you cause a gas leak. That's what I think I did on the Yamaha in the driveway, and that's why I think I walked away from it. After doing that, I'm like, piece of crap, and I walked away. I should have finished what I was doing. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Title of this video is the buckwheat. The Yamaha out the buckwheat. Getting it fired and getting it out. Guys, remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. Remember to enjoy all your days. Live, love, and have a great time. And most of all, enjoy your days. Bye now.